The pop singer and reality TV star tells our reporter how he hopes his darkest days are behind him. When he burst onto the music scene in the 90s, Peter Andre's legions of female fans may have been more interested in his perfectly sculpted abs than his singing abilities. However, the formidable physique that made his hit Mysterious Girl so memorable, he says, was actually a major miss when it came to his health. Looking back, Peter, 43, admits, "Every 2 or 3 weeks I'd get a cold. I was always sick because I had no body fat. It wasn't healthy. It was also hard work. It was my whole life. I had no kids, no wife. All I had to do was focus on how many sit-ups or push-ups I could do in a day. Yet I built a rod for my own back because I had to train to maintain it," he says. "I wasn't allowed to eat any fat. Most of the time I ate steamed chicken and steamed rice. It was great to look a certain way, but it wasn't healthy." These days the singer and reality TV star takes a much more realistic approach to his health. "How times have changed," he laughs. "Now I train to be able to eat what I want. I just try and stay trim. I think when you get older it's what you look like in clothes, as opposed to without clothes, that becomes more important." However, fitness is still very much a part of Peter's life, particularly now that he is a dad. He explains, "I've always tried to encourage people to get into some form of exercise. People worry too much about carbs and chocolate. They should just enjoy food and do a bit more exercise." He says, "I think you have 3 options. 1. You don't care and you can't complain about how you look and feel. Yet if you want to look okay you have to watch what you eat or do some exercise, and I would much rather eat and be active. That's why Peter is championing Fit to Dance, a Keep Fit campaign inspired by Disney on Ice. The initiative combines storytelling and dance to encourage kids to get more active and chimes with his own philosophy that exercise has to be fun. "Yesterday when the kids were with me they were outside all day, swimming, playing on their bikes, and then we all sat down to eat dinner together. The TV didn't go on at all, but they didn't miss it. They didn't notice. It's all about getting effness by default." He says, "Life is short, you must enjoy it. If you're going to exercise, do something that's fun." Despite having spent most of his life in the spotlight, Peter is remarkably grounded, and it's clear that the most important, and often most demanding, role in his life is being a parent. He has 2 children from his previous marriage to Katie Price, Jr., 14, and Princess, 9, and a 2-year-old daughter Amelia with his wife Emily McDonough. The couple are now expecting their 2nd child. He worries about the pressures his children now have to confront and tries to shield them from the worst of the web and social media. "I think there's far too much focus on kids' weight at both ends of the spectrum. I try to keep my children away from social media because there is a lot of body shaming and comments about how people look. It's very difficult. Kids should just be allowed to be kids," he adds. According to Junior and Princess, Peter is the strictest dad at their school, and he does joke that Princess is going into a nunnery when she is 16. Yet the truth is that Peter is constantly trying to strike a balance between protecting his children and preparing them for the real world. "I give credit to parents, because it's only when you have children that you realize what a tough job it is," he says. "No parent is perfect. I have my faults, but I try to find that balance and take bits my mum and dad have taught me, but also try to be a bit more lenient and let them have time on iPads. We live in a very different time." Peter is very close to his own parents, who are in their 80s and still in good health, but admits he has a very different relationship with his own children. "I remember the first time I said to my dad, 'I love you.' I was about 28. And he didn't know what to say. He sort of said, 'Yes, we're all very fond of you too.' That's just his way. He comes from a different generation. I tell my kids how much I love them all the time." He has learnt the hard way that it is important to be open about emotions. At the height of his fame, Peter was suffering 20 or 30 panic attacks a day and was admitted to a psychiatric hospital convinced that one of the episodes would eventually kill him. He says, "You think you're having a heart attack. No matter how many times you've had it, every time you think, 'This is it. I'm going to die.'" Looking back, he realizes they stemmed from a series of violent encounters in clubs in his hometown in Australia's Gold Coast when he was in his early 20s. I had knives pulled on me in clubs. A gun put to my head. I was too afraid go out. It happened too many times. Although stressful situations can still trigger attacks, the last followed his brother Andrew's death from kidney cancer in 2012. A combination of cognitive behavior therapy and support of Y family who doesn't panic mean they are very much under control. He says, years ago people didn't talk about these sorts of things and that just creates more anxiety and more fear, but now I've been through it, I want to talk about it. I get people on Twitter who tell me I can't be out of my house today. I am panicking so much. Instead of thinking, get over it, like some people might, I think, hang on a second, I know exactly how you feel. You think the world's going to end and you are never going to feel any better, but the minute you think there is hope, you start to beat it. Peter Andre is working with Disney on Ice and EBC Education on the Fit to Dance program, which inspires imagination, creativity and a healthy lifestyle. Visit disneyonice.co.uk, Fit to Dance for more information. Watch more videos at video.5la.net.